Let's talk about HyperOS running on the Xiaomi 14 and 14 Pro. This is the 14 Pro that I have here in my hands. This is HyperOS running here, and let's talk about all the new features and changes, and I give you an overview of all the settings on HyperOS. So let's get started. So here we have HyperOS running on the Xiaomi 14. This will come probably also for other devices in the near future, maybe next year already. Let's swipe down here and let's check about the new control center. This is the new control center that you can see on HyperOS. You can see you have a toggle for mobile data and for Wi-Fi. You have your sliders for volume and brightness. You have Smart Connect, Smart Hub, which allows you to connect various different devices that you have close by. For example, I could just take one of my Xiaomi buds that I have here somewhere. This one here, for example, I can open it up, and just a second later it should appear here, and I can just simply connect it. So this is how it would work. You can see connecting, and it's now connected. This is how it's working on HyperOS. Very, very cool feature indeed. A little bit inspired by definitely HarmonyOS or EmotionOS 13, but nevertheless a good feature. And yeah, we have all the quick toggles here. We can edit these quick toggles. Let's check them out. I click on edit here. We have various different ones. I have various different ones here now with the name. You can see MeShare. MeShare sadly is like limited to 10 minutes. I don't know why all the Chinese app manufacturers have limited their sharing technology to 10 minutes. I think it was something controversial going on with chat messaging they used for this. We have various different other ones here as well. Auto brightness, reverse charging, performance mode, I think is quite interesting. The lock screen maybe for some people as well. Location is something that you sometimes want to share or sometimes don't want to share. And some others that you can see here clearly that are very nice, like reading mode that you can turn off and on, vibrate mode, Dolby Atmos, search that you can use, floating windows that you can use, and some app toggles which are app specific that you can use here for this. Quite nice. I clicked on something else there. You can see on the top right corner I have all the applications that are using, for example, the camera. Right now I can see the app behavior records, and the camera application is accessing my location now, which is quite interesting. So I know that it's now using my location. I can also see it here on the top right corner that my location data is currently used. And yeah, with this knowledge, what I could do is just open up the camera and just close it up, and this dot is disappearing. And when I swipe down, you can see it's not accessing my location anymore. Very, very helpful, because I noticed, for example, that the weather app is like crazy accessing my location all the time, and I don't really want this. If I want to know about the weather, I just tap on it. I just have this here as a quick shortcut to tap on it, and then it can like get my location. But otherwise, if I close it, I don't want it to get my location, because it's just, first of all, one thing is a little bit of privacy. The other thing is, of course, that it's just simply using up the battery, and this is what I really don't like to have. Otherwise, yeah, those are the quick toggles. When I swipe to the right, we have all the settings here. I have like an email, for example. I can swipe it away, but when I want to have more options, I have to tap here and hold, and then I can see some other options like reply to the email directly or read. First of all, I was not sure if it's a bug or not, but I think it is a feature now. So I can hit on reply, and then it directly gives me the option to reply in the email application. This is now Xiaomi's own email application that probably you won't see on the global version, I think. Otherwise, these are the notifications. I have a possibility to check the notification and status bar here in settings if I want to. So this is an option that I can also use there if I need to. Otherwise, I have a quick toggle here for settings itself. If I don't want to call settings from the display that I have here, or the home screen that I have here as well. We have the Xiaomi account here. This is like specific for the Chinese devices, not very interesting. Under my devices, how do I check for updates? This is not very clear. I think Xiaomi HyperOS version, if I click on the version number, it goes into the update checking mechanism, and it checks for updates as well. It shows you the version number. If you tap on this again, it shows you also what is new, and yeah, you can check automatically, or you can also, what is it? I cannot read it. you can go to the Xiaomi community as well. And then we have device name. You can set it up to whatever you like to have. The storage that you can check here, it will give you the nice animation there and overview about the storage. And of course, there's also a cleaning application available, so free up some space. And this will give you the cleaning application, and this usually allows you to clean up stuff, which is quite nice. In this case, not much, 704 megabytes, but at least you have the possibility to do so. So this is how you can access it. Otherwise, you can just search, of course, in the settings app. I could search for cleaner. I did it before, and it will go directly into the cleaning application, which allows me to delete some stuff, even a little bit more there than before, I think. And yeah, this is the cleaning animation, also very nice. They didn't change it, I think, from MIUI there. Let's go back and let's check about the Wi-Fi first. Wireless LAN it's called here. And yeah, we have the Wi-Fi settings here. I can see my currently connected Wi-Fi. I can tap on it and I can see the technology used, Wi-Fi 6. I can see the signal strength and so on. So this really didn't change, and I see some other Wi-Fi networks there as well. I have network acceleration that I can use. For example, dual band Wi-Fi speed boost I can turn on, so it can check, for example, primary network is the 5G, 5 gigahertz network, and I can have like a secondary network as well that is using for 2.4 gigahertz if I need to. So this is a possibility I can use here. And the other one is like switch between networks, of course. So it will switch to the Wi-Fi network when the network is weak. It will switch to another one. Use mobile data to boost speed, especially when you have some network issues with your Wi-Fi. It can also use your data, but be aware it's turned off here by default because, of course, some volume is used then. And yeah, we have some other settings there as well, Bluetooth settings there. So I have various different Bluetooth devices. If I'm connected to a Bluetooth device, I can go into settings and have some more settings there. Can set up if I want to use it for calls, only for media, such things. And I can also adjust the codec if I need to. So this is basically practically all the same that we had before. Mobile networks also basically what I had before. Nothing really new there. Interconnectivity is quite interesting because this is, I think, new, relatively new. I could check here on the MIUI if I find this on my Xiaomi 13 Ultra here. If I go to settings, I don't have interconnectivity, I have connection and sharing, but I don't have this interconnectivity kind of tab. So this is something new for HyperOS. So what allows us to do is, as you can see here, Xiaomi interconnectivity, we have the seamless connectivity between all the HyperOS devices. Reminds me also again of HarmonyOS, and we have all the ticks here that we can tick on. Apps, so continue task in the same app on another device, which is quite interesting. Home screen plus allow nearby tablets and computers to view and interact with this device's home screen. Clipboard sharing is possible as well. Notification sharing is possible as well. Call sharings and so on, especially useful when you're on a tablet and you want to get the call, something like this. Basically what HarmonyOS also had already, and I tried it out already, but here you have, I think, to wait for HyperOS for the tablets as well for using the full potential here, but it's built in here, which is quite nice indeed. Then we have more connection options like portable hotspot, airplane mode, VPNs that we can set up, private DNS that we can turn on, which is quite nice. We have MeShare that we can turn on, as you can see here. And we have NFC, we have casting, so casting for television, for example, or larger screen is possible here. We have some demos as well. We have printing, which is quite nice. So I have system printing, Mi Home printing, so I can print to a printer there. I can turn the service on. You can see my printer is detected here, and I have some information about the printer, so I can like install recommended services if I want to, which is also quite interesting. Because I then can print out via Wi-Fi directly on my printer, which is also, I think, pretty useful. Then we have, let me get this up a little bit though. Car With, which is the alternative to Google CarPlay, or how's it called, Android Auto now. The Xiaomi version basically probably in the future will work with Xiaomi's car application. And we have some other options here. Chromebook, for example, your phone is not linked to a Chromebook. I could link it to a Chromebook, which is also very useful and cool that it's built into HarmonyOS, into HyperOS. Both start with H. Wallpaper personalization is basically what we had before, but we have a little bit more personalizations here for the AOD. As you can see here, various different ones. We have even like personalizations where it will show up various different animations for the AOD, which is quite nice. So we have those options there. And we have a clock here as well that will show up stuff. So lots and lots of nice animations, by the way. So if I go in here, wait a second, here it was. Go in here, just zooms in and it zooms out. Very nice animations here. This one reminds me of the Xiaomi Mi 9T that I had as the default AOD. So this is a possibility here to check up. Themes, we have of course lots and lots of themes that we can use here. Quite nice themes, icons, additional settings that we can use, like effects, for example, for various different things, like light up screen is the default one that I have now for notifications, but I can also use this one here. So might be even nicer. The fingerprint animation, we can have this, or this. Actually, I think I like the default, but this is also not bad. Let's leave it at this. I can, change it here. We only have 3, I think. Do we have more? Oh, we have another one here, Pulse, which looks like this. So yeah, we have, I can even turn it off, but this one is also fine. So leave it as this. So these are the possibilities here with the themes. Of course, I can also personalize, which is new in HyperOS, the login screen. Face unlock is like unlocking, press and holding, and then this allows me all new personalized lock screen. It gives you even instructions on how to do it. And yeah, I can go through all the lock screens that I have here and all the different fonts that you can clearly see here, which is quite nice. So we have the possibility to change the lock screen to the one that we like the most. Yeah, I can change it really up to the one that I like the most. Actually, I like the default one the most. So this is the possibility to set it up. You can even, let's press and hold longer. You can even like edit, customize this lock screen. So I can customize whatever is shown here. For example, I have the wallpaper filters, but also depth effect that I can add if I want to. But there was, I think, also the possibility to, here, click on it. And then I have the possibility to enter signature, for example, or I can change the font to whatever font I like to have, like bolder font, maybe such a font. Quite interesting. And I can change also when I tap on the rows there, I can change the widget. So this is now the temperature widget. I can change it to air quality, sunrise or sunset that it will show there. But I like the temperature to be there actually. UV index is not so interesting for me. Pressure not so much. And I can change the date format here. This is the date format. I can change it like this if I want to. November the 20th. Which is quite interesting. Maybe the day as well there, so it will blend in Monday there. And some other options that I can use here and change it up. And also the time as well, I can change it up to various different, like only hours, only minutes, for example, if you want to, or some Chinese characters that show hours and minutes, but this one is, I think, pretty nice. I can even, the logo for my SIM card provider I can change. As you can see, I can change it even to date and time if I need to, if I have something else set there, or some of the other things here that will, like steps, for example, step counter there, or standing up counter. So this is a possibility I have there as well. And of course, signature, I can add whatever I like to have there as my signature. So it is quite customizable. And the more other, let's apply this one. The more other ones you're using, like for example, let's use one of those here, stylish ones, you can change it up even more. Like I can change the wallpaper, filter, the depth effect, and here I have like various different other clock faces, for example. I can change the text, whatever I like to, and add something else there as well if I need to. So this is a possibility that I have with this customizations. Lots and lots of customizations possible. I don't want to go into much detail about this one because, this is something that you probably can watch on other videos where some people were talking about the customization. Just an overview here that I will give you about this. Lock screen options here. I can sleep after so and so many minutes. There's nothing really new. Raise to wake, double tap to wake, or turn off the screen when the device is locked. Very interesting idea. So, double tap to lock is not working, but if I have it off, I can double tap to raise to wake. No, double tap to wake it up, and then it will go automatically and tries to unlock the device with my face, which is quite interesting. I like this to be turned on. Lock screen setting, raise to wake is there. Wallpaper carousel I can use, can turn it on each time I get another wallpaper on my lock screen. I don't want this here in this case. Camera launch option is possible. Double press the volume down button to open the camera when screen is locked. I can say take a photo or just open up the camera. So I can show it to you. Double tap the volume down button and it will immediately take a photo in quick shot mode. Quick shot mode is I think by default using 35mm as the photo length here, and I get a nice sharp shot. So very, very cool to have this option there as well. I can go back to the lock screen. And let me go to the settings. Pocket mode is also available. Lock the touchscreen gestures when placed in a pocket. Very interesting. Notifications and status bar. So we have the lock screen, floating lock screen. I can change again like what notifications should appear on the lock screen. If I don't want certain notifications to appear here, I can configure it. Floating notifications I can also configure here, as well as badges I can also configure. So you can see already what it is, what it's showing here. So for badges, for example, if I don't want badges for this browsing application, then I can just turn it off. I don't like it to be there. I can turn it off. App notifications I can configure here. For example, which applications should not give me any notifications. I turned off AliExpress because I don't like to be reminded about new shoes to buy or some other crap that they want me to buy on AliExpress. Notification style, I can change the classic one to the Android one. Then we have classic one or Android notifications. Then we have Android notifications. I don't have notifications right now, but if I would have notifications, we have another styling for the notifications. So I have the possibility, if I don't like the new style, to switch to the old style, which is possible here. We have show notification icons. Of course, we can turn it off, then it will not show any notification icons. Show the connection speed, which is quite interesting in the status bar. Then we have like the connection speed showing up here in kilobits per second. Edit carrier name, so I can change it whatever I like to have, SIM for SIM 1 or SIM 2. And battery indicator I can set up here. I have it now outside of the battery. I can also put it inside of the battery. I find it very hard to read. Maybe my eyes are getting bad, maybe I'm getting old there. But let's show it next to the battery. Much easier to read for me. Hide the notches possible. It's really notches a punch hole, but I can try to hide it if I want to. So highly customizability possibilities here, definitely. Notch individual apps, so I can change it as well for individual apps. Items shown on the lock screen after swiping down, so I can say I want to see the notification shade, I want to see the control center. So even in locked state, let's swipe down, I can still turn off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but if I don't want to allow this, I can say no, I don't want the control center to be shown up, and if I swipe down there, I only see the notifications. Actually, it unlocked already. It's crazy fast in detecting my face, so I cannot see the control center now. So this is a possibility that I have with the possibility here. Smart device controls are also possible to show or not. On the lock screen, very nice. Then we have smart device controls. I can change it from Mi Smart Hub to Smart Home or to none. Maybe possible also to change it to Google or something like this, another service, I don't know. Show controls for nearby devices. So this would be like the nearby devices that are available, like headsets or something like this. So this is possible here. Then we have home screen settings. I can set up the home screen to classic with app drawer or light mode with larger icons for people who have difficulty seeing, for example. App vault I can turn on and off, which is like the possibility to have like Google Newsfeed basically alternative there. I can turn it off. I can turn on recommendations, dashboard and so on. I really don't need it, so just leave it there. Swipe up for home screen. I can say show me the content center or the search or whatever I like to have there. I'm not sure what content center is actually. Let's go back and let's swipe up to see. There's some web browsing thing that is giving me information there. So I really don't need that. Why? What? There. I have it set to none. Otherwise, swiping down, I have it set to notification shade or control center. So if I swipe here, I have notifications. Right here, I have control center. Very nicely done. And yeah, many different other options here. Animation speed I can set up there. Fill cells of uninstalled applications, so that if I uninstall an application, the cell will be filled. It will not be a hole there, which is also possible here. Very nice idea, I think. A lock home screen layout is possible. Don't show text is possible, so I can say anywhere or on widgets. So for example, you can see now the text here on icons and so on. Let me just anywhere, and then it go out here, and you can see all the text is gone, and I have more space to place another row of items there, which is, I think, quite interesting. I can say only on widgets, and then you will see that text is back there. I don't have a widget, I think, here. That has this. I thought it is a widget, but it's a large folder. In any way, it would not appear on widgets then. Home screen layout, I can also change it to 5x6 instead of 4x6. And system navigation, I can use gestures that I'm using here right now, or I can use like the typical classical buttons and hide them as well. Arrange items in recents, I can also say like this way. So there's, or the classical Android way would be horizontal, so it will be like this. So this is a possibility I have here. Show memory status as well. So if I go here, it will show me memory status here on the top, 9.9 gigabytes of 16 gigabytes plus 6 gigabytes available of my memory. So very nice indeed. Blur app previews, I can also check that and save certain applications, like for example camera. I have camera open, you can see I see it now. And if I go here out, you can see it's blurred out. I don't see it anymore. Might be helpful, for example, when you're doing some screencast and I don't want to show you my daughter's face in the gallery app. Even if the gallery is open or something like this, it will not show up here. It just shows a blur out picture. So also protects a bit of your privacy. You can set it up here for gallery, for example, and for other applications if you need to do this. Then we have display and brightness, where we can set up the dark or light mode, or we have the possibility to switch automatically to the dark mode when sunset or sunrise. This is the one that I would recommend. And yeah, we can also turn it to custom. Screen brightness, auto brightness, self-explanatory. Advanced textures, adds rendering effects like blurring across the system to provide enhanced visual experience. Some people don't like it, get sick of it, or cannot really read clearly, then they can turn it off. Can set up a color scheme here, original or color pro. I kind of saturate it, for example. If I want to vivid, you can see how the color changes there eventually. And also adaptive colors are possible, like adjust colors to the ambient light that you have currently, which is also quite nice. And you can of course set it up here the way you like it. Now you see it's a bit warmer kind of image because we have a bit of a warmer image there. I can set up the reading mode. The reading mode allows me also for schedule is warming up the display a little bit, so it's easier to read on this screen. And I can set up also the refresh rate. I have to set it to custom and 120. I only have 120 and 60 hertz here that I can choose. And apps using refresh rate, I have the possibility to change the apps that should use the highest refresh rate here, which is also quite handy. Then the display resolution, by default it's Full HD plus, and yeah, safe battery with VQHD plus is enabled here. It switches automatically to a lower resolution when not needed. Like now, for example, I don't need the highest resolution, but when I'm watching some movie or when I'm taking a look at some photos that I shot, then it switches to the higher resolution, which is quite nice. Image engine, so we have super resolution here, which will enhance videos. For example, you can turn it on for enhancing the videos, that even if you have full HD video, it will enhance it looking a little bit better. And AI enhancements as well. You can enhance AI. This feature slightly increases power consumption. I cannot enable it right now. This feature won't work if you choose display original colors or apply enhanced adjustments, which I have right now, so it doesn't work. AI HDR enhancements, also possible process videos using HDR effects to bring out more detail in lighter and darker areas, which is quite nice. And MeMC, which is their own kind of, I think, proprietary standard to add a little bit more fluidity into videos. So 30 or 24 frames per second video will get like 60 frames per second. I don't like this effect at all, especially for movies. Very, very distracting in Netflix and so on. So I have this turned off. Then we have some font settings as well. Of course, we can change the font. We have various different fonts here. We can even choose a font from the theme app. So we have various different other fonts here that we can choose. These are all, of course, Chinese fonts, but some of them have also Roman characters, which is quite interesting. So yeah, possibility to change the font there and the size and the thickness of the font, which is also quite nice for those people who like to change it or have to change it because they don't see so well. And yeah, then we have sound and touch. There we have the ringtone possibility to change the ringtone, the alarm, the notifications, touch. We have the touch demo, of course. We have the haptic feedback that we can turn on. Quite interesting, the haptic feedback level is turned to strong by default. And we have critical feedback and realistic touch that we can check here out as well. And it gives some explanation as well about this. Otherwise, in terms of sound, we have the adjust volume options, silent mode that we can turn on, do not disturb that we can configure here. For example, we can also set a schedule for the do not disturb. Schedule is currently on, as you can see here, from 22, so 10 p.m. at night to 9 a.m. in the morning every day. I have to set this rule here. And yeah, then we have profile video for incoming calls. For example, for incoming calls, I can show a video instead like of a normal ringtone only. Sound effects there as well. Okay. Dolby Atmos sound effects are turned on. I can even go to Xiaomi sound if I don't to have the Dolby Atmos. Then graphical equalizer I can set up here for all the headphones, for example, that I set up, or for even the speakers. Immersive sound I can turn on. I don't like to have this. I like the Dolby Atmos, yes, but the rest I leave at default. Very interesting is here headphone remote buttons control the volume. For example, you have a volume up and volume down button usually on your headphones. I can maybe show it to you right now. So no, I don't have it here. But usually you have like on headphones you have like a volume up and volume down button, maybe in play and pause button. You can control what they are doing here. So control volume level or control music playback here that you can choose, which is also quite interesting. So if you want to skip a track forward or backwards, you can also do it. Yeah, then we also have the very interesting assign buttons option. If you have headphones plugged in, you can assign buttons to certain things, which is also quite interesting. So if you have a broken button or something like this, or you want to use the play button as volume button, you can reassign them here on the sound effects tab. Otherwise, let's go to additional settings. We have control center notification sounds. We have adjust media sounds in multiple apps, which is possible as well. Quite interesting. And multiple audio sources are possible. Don't adjust media volume during incoming notifications or while audio from other source is played. Dial-up tones we can turn off and on. Tap sounds we can turn off and on. Play sound when locking device. Play sound when taking screenshots. Uninstalling apps. Deleting items when charger is connected. Or at startup, we can change it here according to our free will. Fingerprint and screen unlock. This is basically our security center where we have the possibility to screen lock the device. We go to screen lock here. I can set up, you saw the pin earlier, didn't you? Pin, password, or whatever I like to have. I usually have like a very easy pin there. And fingerprint as well. So I can set up another fingerprint. I have two fingerprints now scanned in. We can say use fingerprint for lock screen, but also for privacy and passwords, for the app lock as well. And we have some shortcuts that we can turn on as well. If I press and hold, it unlocks, and then I have some shortcuts. Then just leave it there. I can just demonstrate it to you, maybe. Leave it there, and then I could like go up and say payment code for WeChat, scanner for WeChat. Set a name or app that you want to open, Alipay and Alipay payment code. So this is also a possibility that I can use here. And if I want to have Google Wallet, for example, I could, like, this is now Mia, I could change it up. I think I have the possibility to change it up. So this is not fingerprint payments. This is shortcuts that I have the possibility to change for sure. And this is now set to the WeChat things. Fingerprint payments are also possible here. FIDO is accepted here. I have the possibility. FIDO is like an international standard for fingerprints and unlocking devices and so on. I can use this here as well and use it. IFAA, I don't know what this is doing there. And fingerprint animation I already set up as well. Low light fingerprint unlock is also possible. Lower the brightness of the fingerprint icon in low light conditions. Your device might unlock slower when this feature is on. So when you're in very dark conditions, usually just let's make it dark here. So very dark conditions. Usually when I'm trying to tap it, see how bright it gets. If I turn this on now, try to tap now, it's much lower. So this is like something when you have ultra darkness and want to have it like not brighten up the room completely at night, for example, is possible. Show fingerprint icon when the screen is off. Yeah, it would make sense, no? Face unlock is also an interesting option there, because here we have the possibility to add multiple face data, which is quite interesting. Unlocking using face data, unlock device using the face data, stay on lock screen after unlocking, which you can turn on. I think by default it's turned on. I have turned it off, so when I want to just look at it, it's just automatically unlocking. If I turn it off, you see that it's still on the lock screen, but has unlocked, so I can swipe up. Wait a second. It's not working. Let's do it again. Did I? I think I turned unlocked using face data. Of course, I have to turn this on. Stupid me. There we go. And if I now, you can see there on the top, it says like, okay, it's unlocked. If I swipe up, it's unlocked. So this is a possibility here. Allow face unlock when screen lights up. It's also possible. So if the screen lights up because of some notifications, I just hold my face there and it's unlocking automatically. It's also a possibility. Then I can set up here unlock with Bluetooth. Unlock with a Bluetooth device is also possible here. Privacy protection password, I can turn on all managed passwords, where I see all my managed passwords. I have to read my fingerprint to go in this as well. So then we have privacy and security, which is basically what we know already from Android. So we have the possibility to see which applications, how many times accessed my location, microphone, camera, and so on. I have security features here as well. Find device I can turn on, shutdown confirmation I can turn on. So for example, if you want to have a PIN or pattern that you have to put in before shutting down the device, which is quite interesting. SIM security you can turn on and off, like log USIM with a PIN, extra PIN or something like this. I can do it here. Block list, Me Protect is here, anti-fraud protection is there, payment security check is there, a warning center is there, emergency SOS I can turn on and off by just pressing multiple times on the power button there, which is a possibility to do so. Some additional settings there as well. Google Play Protect is supported, for example. Find my device on Google Play. Security updates that I have here, November 1st, 2023. You can see it's very up to date there. Protect from fake base stations I can turn on, or Wi-Fi probes and so on. Very cool. Enroll in user experience program I can turn on and off. Add services I can turn on and off for this device as well, and some more settings. Basically what we had already also on MIUI, nothing really completely new. Privacy settings there I have as well. Like for example, microphone, how many times applications have accessed my microphone, or which applications have the right to access my microphone. For example, Jitsi Meet has the right to access my microphone because it has to, otherwise I cannot talk to other people, such things. But also music and video, which one allow music and audio? Should be music and video, photos and videos actually, it doesn't matter. So I can set this up here the way I want to. And then I have some privacy protection features like virtual ID, which allows me, instead of your unique identifier, the system will provide a virtual ID to installed application. It prevents apps from tracking your behavior and preferences and protects your ID. I can manage this. I can say, okay, turn it on for certain applications. Very useful, I think, if you don't want those applications to track you. Reset the virtual ID. I also have the possibility I can set it up the way I want. Second space is also available here, so I can turn on second space. The set is designated screen lock for second space, which is a separate kind of entity of your system that you can use here. You can set it up with a different fingerprint, for example, and it will use a completely different kind of system, different profile. Actually, what I like to do is, like, for example, having WhatsApp installed, because I'm not a WhatsApp user and I don't want automatically to share my whole contact address book there. So what I will do is like set up a second space where I don't have any contacts there, basically, or only the contact that I want to talk to on WhatsApp, and then install WhatsApp and use it this way. This is one possibility that I like to use, and this is what I use second space for. We can turn it on, for example, create a second space. It will take a while because it has to create like a whole new profile that it can boot into. basically, and now it's switching between the second space, and now on the second space you can see I have now other controls here. I can say I want to save it with a pattern, or I can also, what's happening now? Using a password or using a shortcut. For example, I can save it. Let's continue. And second space password set up now. And yeah, I can set up a pin, for example, now if I want to, like, for example, this one here. And now I have a second, whoops. Did I press something wrong? I'm not sure. First space, I have to enter my first space password. So for my first space, and then for the second space I can set up a new password there as well, which is quite interesting. So let's do this for a short while. Set a pin for the second space. Now I can set up a pin there and have it like this, for example, 7331. And now I have a second space set now. Confirm the first space password again, and then I have a fingerprint that I can use, like for example my pointy finger here on the left hand. I confirm second space password. I confirm it. Of course, you know this already because I entered it. Hit agree here. Don't show again. Got it. Add your fingerprint. I have to add it multiple times. You know, the usual way when you're like setting up your device. Basically what you're doing is the same here. And now I have another fingerprint set up, fingerprint 3 it's called. And to unlock the first space I have fingerprint 1 and 2. And for the second space I can even add another fingerprint to unlock the second space. Let's go back here. Click on continue, and now I'm in a second space. You can clearly see I have different applications here installed and a completely different layout. And this is what I told you about. Here I can install WhatsApp, and as the contacts should be empty. Let's go into phone book, contacts. Contacts are empty, as you can see here. It basically doesn't have any contact to my first space contacts. And I can click on switch here, and I have to verify it with my fingerprint, and it's switching, and I'm switching back to my usual one, and all the applications I had opened, all the stuff is like back there. Very, very nice. The only thing that happens is, like, for example, when you switch to another space, is that notifications are not coming in from the first space into the second space. That's for sure. So you miss some notifications if you don't have it turned on. This is second space. Very cool feature. Hide apps. I can hide certain applications if I don't want to show them up. Like, for example, under 3D Bench. I really don't like it. Got it. It's gone, because I almost always click on 3D Bench first before I click on the Antutu Bench. Then incognito mode, which allows me to turn off suspend microphone and camera, location related permissions for all applications. It's possible private protective measures here as well, so it would give you like privacymiui.com some information, some tips and tricks in Chinese, however, how to protect your privacy, which might be also very, very useful. So now we have privacy and security. Now we have apps. We already know that. We have dual apps. So if you want to have 2 WhatsApp applications, 2 Twitter applications, and so on, you can create a second one if you need to. Auto start, so you can automatically start some applications. I have DavX because I used to use my Nextcloud for syncing up contacts and files and folders and calendar entries. So I have it in auto start here. Mail, advanced micro G because I want to use revanced. WeChat, for example, also I can turn on or off. In this case, I don't need WeChat for auto start, so restrict it. Which is why is it auto starting? But some other applications that I want to use that need auto start, for notifications, for example, you can turn on here. And of course, you can manage your applications here as well. Like if you go into 3D Mark, you can do all the stuff there as well, which is nice. App management, block certain downloads, permissions, and so on. You can show all the applications, and you have some other settings there as well. Like for example, default applications. I can set up the default launcher. Yes, you have the ability of another launcher installed to also change the launcher on HyperOS. This is not restricted in any way or form. Even for the dialer app, you can choose whatever you want to. Contacts and dialer, you can change it. Messaging app as well. If you have like Google Messages installed here, you can change it from the Xiaomi one to the Google one. The browser you can change as well. I have it set to Vivaldi browser, for example. The camera application, I can also set it to another camera application, like for example, I can use Google Camera if there's a mod available. And the gallery application I can also set up. You can see various different gallery applications that are showing up there. If you have Google Photos installed, you can also change it to Google Photos. The same for music application, the email application, play videos application, voice assistant. You can also set up, for example, wake up voice assistant with Google, for example. I can change it here without having like the EU ROM or some global ROM. I can use Google here as voice assistant, and the same goes for the Bluetooth audio. I can use Google here instead of Me AI. And opening links, I can also change which application should open up links, if instant apps are supported and such things. This is a possibility. Let's go into voice assistant and really change it maybe to Google. I'd set it to none here actually. You can only set and change it between those two here. I've set it to Google now, and now the voice assistant should be Google. And system app settings, you have also some system apps, and you can set them up here. Like for example, camera settings, you can see it's basically the same as you go to settings of the camera. Call settings, for example, you can set certain things up here as well. So many settings here available for this one. Context setting, for example, I can also set lots and lots of stuff up. Analyze third-party app problems is also very interesting. So if you have some problems with certain applications, you can analyze them here. Let them analyze, which is also very nice. So this is the apps. Then we have battery. We have the current mode. We have balanced mode. We have performance mode, which gives you more performance. Battery saver, if you have to save a bit of battery. And ultra battery saver, we really have to save battery. And you can see the estimate that it will last. Battery protection is available as well. So battery health, it's showing here up. It's loading something from the website. I'm not sure it's showing up excellent there. And then we have temperature, it's currently cool, and number of charges today, 0 times. As you can see, I didn't charge the device today. Nighttime charging protection is also possible here. So if you automatically adjust the charging duration to preserve the battery longevity, so at nighttime it will not charge at the full 120 watt because it's not necessary, because you unplug in 8 hours or so. Charging auto disconnect is also possible here. When using navigation apps, charging will stop automatically when battery reaches a selected level. This feature won't work when battery saver or ultra battery saver are on, but this is very interesting. I place it on my wireless charger, for example, in the car, and then it should like at 80% just stop charging it, so it doesn't get so hot when doing GPS, which is a nice possibility. Battery checkup, you can see there's some 9 items that are using the battery. Close those items to get a little bit more battery life. You can see here also some other tips which will give you an estimate on how much time you will save by closing or adding those tips and tricks. Additional features here, boost charging speed is available. I have turned it on. By default it's turned off, so it will give you another 120 watts. Charging is fast already. If you turn this on, it gets even faster in terms of charging. And you can see set the battery level for reminder and notification about boosting. Also enable or disable it. Reverse wireless charging is possible as well. You can turn it on here, and you can set even a charging limit. So stop reverse wireless charging when the battery or device is lower than 30% or something like this. So when you're charging up your wireless Bluetooth headsets, for example, it will stop charging at one point. And we have clear cache when device is locked, which is also quite interesting. So I can do this here as well. Or turn off mobile data when device is locked. It's also very interesting here. 5G battery saver and nighttime mode, automatically turn off some features. Save battery when sleep is detected, which is also quite interesting. If it's sleeping for a longer time, it will go into power preservance mode. And schedule power on and off is also possible here. Then you can see the statistic about how the discharge level is and which applications used most of the battery there. You can click on certain applications to get some more information about the application, the GPU and CPU, CPU time it used there, and how long it was on, how much GPS it used, Wi-Fi and so on. Very interesting as well. Screen time allows you to, let's agree to this, to control your screen time a day. Very interesting also by applications, and you can limit it. Known from Android already. Me AI, not very useful for, I think here, globally, because it's like speaking Chinese, especially the voice commands and so on, and translate can only, I think, translate between English, Chinese, Chinese, English eventually. So yeah. not very useful for us. Additional settings, all the additional settings like daytime, language accessibility, wallet. The wallet I can set up like smart cards and so on. This is let's go into settings here. I can choose NFC, and I can choose the default payment method, in this case Google Pay, NFC, DND. Don't receive any notifications about unrecognized NFC tags. So if you, for example, put it like I usually do together with another smartphone in my pocket, it will pop up, hey, an undetected unknown NFC tag has been detected, which is like the one phone detecting the other phone's NFC. I can just turn this on here, and then it will not complain anymore. MeBeam NFC content sharing is on, so this is place the device near another device that supports MeBeam and to share web pages, videos, contacts, and more, something that we know already from Apple now with their AirPlay, I think it's called. This feature is like old, and it's also there. Restore NFC functionality fixes issues that prevents you from using NFC features. This is also a possibility that you have there. Gesture shortcuts are also possible, like take a screenshot, free finger swipe to down, it will take a screenshot if you want to. Partial screenshot is also press and hold with free fingers. So if I want to have a partial screenshot, I can go in here and then choose what part I want to do a screenshot of. Very interesting as well. Transport card, Me Pay or key card, double press the power button. It will go and open this up. You can change it, of course. In this case, only turn it off. I don't like it, so I turn it off. Launch the camera, double press the power button, for example. I can turn it on. If I want to have it, yes, I want to have double press the power button for launching the camera, and it automatically launches then the camera instead of like going into the payment. Turn on torch, double press the power button is also possible. Sadly, we cannot configure this because here I would like to have something else, but we have back tap capability, so I can tap on the back and the sensors are detecting that I'm tapped on the back, and then double tap and triple tap are possible. Double tap I can use, for example, can I use it to screenshot? Of course, I can also use it to launch a camera. But I cannot turn on the torch. That's a bit of disappointment here. Launch camera, calculator, silent mode, WeChat, get issue related logs, voice controls, MeDito, subtitles. So I don't have the possibility to turn on the torch. This would be nice to turn on the torch this way. So Xiaomi, if you're listening, please make it possible. And we have then ignore accidental touches on the edges, which is, I can choose the custom or how much. It's not really necessary because we don't have so many edges here, but it's a possibility I can set up here. The quick ball, I can turn on the quick ball, then we have like somewhere a little quick ball that I can place wherever I want to. I can tap on it for various different options. I hate it. I don't know why one would use it. One-handed mode possibility, I can turn it on. By default, it's turned off. So if I swipe down here and go into one-handed mode, it's a bit, it's possible. Screen recorder, I can set up the screen recorder to whatever I like to have, the resolution, video quality, orientation, system sounds, frame rate, for example, 24. Actually, I like to have 60 frames because this is more fluid. Front camera assist, so front camera assistant, use additional features with front camera. Fill light, for example, beautify for video calls, also possible. For example, you can beautify your face in WeChat and other calls there. Tab Plus, I don't know what this is. Do more with copied text. Tab Plus is a system app that recognizes images, works with copied text, allows you to get contextual infos and services. Copy text to activate, press and hold to activate, so you can do certain other things there with this. Quite interesting. Floating windows I can configure here. I can use a sidebar for it. I have conversation bubbles I can turn off. If I get a notifications like this one, I can swipe down on it and it will open up in a floating window. Smart suggestions for this one as well. And here I have some other options to see how to control it. Memory extension is possible. So in this case, I have plus 6 gigabytes. I can also turn it off. It's just using virtual memory is like basically creating a swap space on your internal space for swapping out stuff that doesn't fit into memory. Kit space is also available here. It's only in Chinese available, as you can see. Accounts and sync, enterprise mode, additional app features are also available here that I can turn on and off. OTG support is there, so I can turn on OTG support to be able to connect your devices directly to other devices using USB. This feature will automatically turn off if not needed. Basically that's everything from Harmony's HyperOS that we have here. Just one feature that I want to show you. Let me go into my gallery application. Let me show you one photo, for example. One feature of HyperOS that's here is the possibility to just press and hold, let go, and it should have a cutout, nice cutout here that I can just copy. Or what I can also do is like change background, and this allows me with the gallery editor, it will take a while for loading, to change the background to whatever I like to have here on this device. It's taking a while. Let's do it again. Just download the plugin for this. And now we can change the background to whatever you like to have. I can choose a background from the gallery. I can use this here, this. It's downloading the backgrounds, but this is a possibility I have here for this one to have a cutout of myself. Also a nice HyperOS feature. Otherwise, I've run through almost all the settings now of HyperOS and some of the most prominent features. It's a very long video already, but some people requested me to do it, so here it is. Hope you enjoyed it. That's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Bye.